Hi guys, Matt back here in the shop for Darkside Enduro. I'm doing another review today. I've been partnering with a company called Spartan MX. They deal in a number of products, but most specifically with LED headlights for different enduro bikes. They've been kind enough to send me a nice care package here, and I'm going to show you it here in a second. So they got a nice beta blue headlight here with a nice high quality LED in it. Full heat sink on the back, really easy to mount up. A couple of mounting points there. They send you the screws as well for it. We have their dashboard kit here. So with this you can replace the existing dash that's on the beta. They give you a nice two-way toggle switch here, completely waterproof for your low and high beams. You also get an extra switch here that you can wire up to anything else you'd like. I'm going to wire it up to my radiator fan as a manual activation for that. And there's also a spot here to relocate your map switch. Some people like to put it on their handlebars. I prefer to keep my handlebars a little more tidy, and am going to mount it to this spot right here. I will be upgrading to a Mako 360 product here soon, which will end up having me move the map switch anyway, so I really appreciate and like that I can kind of integrate it right onto my dash there. They also sent me this little module here so that I can activate the low and high beams. I think that's pretty neat. A lot of the times when you do kits like these, you get either the high and low beam all turned on at once, and this one here gives you the options that you can kind of activate it manually on that switch, so that's really neat. So I'm gonna set up my camera here and we're gonna do a little installation video. So for the first step of doing this to install, we have to remove the old headlight here, so I have to remove your front mask. Couple connectors down here. I previously had my stock switches disconnected, so I had a bypass switch done down on the side here on just a little selector switch. We're going to be removing this and replacing it with the parts that came with the Spartan MX kit. So yeah, I'll get this taken off and then we'll catch up. So it does ship with some new screws here that are a bit longer. The mounting points of this new LED light are much thicker and robust than the old ones that were much thinner. So I'll go ahead and put those on right now. This is a really well-made light, completely sealed with all the electronics. Nice metal heat sink on here. no plastic at all. And even the 3D printed housing of it is incredibly thick. Really sharp looking, great eye for detail. This looks like it would take quite a beating before anything happened to it. But I suspect this will outlive my bike. And there we go. Now before I put this on, I am going to wire up the dashboard first. Just gives me a little bit more room wiring that up. So let's check it out. Okay, so we just have to remove this old dashboard with a couple of Phillips screws up here. That's the right way. Now I really don't have a problem removing this dashboard. There's nothing I really used on it. The hour meter was nice, but I do have a separate moose hour meter and tachometer that I use. So I'm not really losing anything here, aside from the speedometer, which I really don't care about when I'm out on the trails. Remove that, this should just pop out. And then there's just 3 tiny connectors right here that will undo. So use a tiny screwdriver and pop them out. And that's it right there. Now one thing I will do with all these connectors is use dielectric grease. This will help keep moisture, water, dirt, any debris you want out of these connectors so that they don't start corroding away or shorting out. It might cause you problems down the road, so I'll make sure that these are sealed up, dielectric grease, and then I'll use a little piece of rubber over top of that with a zip tie just to hold them together, keep any other moisture out. This should fit on. Just like that. It ships with a couple of screws and spacers there. We'll just put on the bottom and then tighten those down. There's a bit of a tight fit here, but definitely manageable. Just be careful with those connectors, you don't put too much weight on them. So we'll make sure they're snug on there. Shouldn't go too far. And I'm just going to remove that so I can get in close here. Shouldn't go anywhere. Put this bottom connector back in. Before I do that, I'll put some dielectric grease on those pins. There, that looks pretty good. So this connector right here that comes off, you just want to put that right down on this spot right here. So I'll do the same thing, we'll dielectric grease. And then we can put that in. There we go, good solid fit. And then these two we're going to eventually hook up to these wires here, which is my manual radiator fan switch. I might hold off on that one tonight. I think I'm going to find a better connector for the bottom there, so I'll just set that aside. Now we can put on the headlight. We'll start once again with a bit of dielectric grease. Made this little connector down here that we're going to plug into. I always like putting a little bit on the back side too, just to seal it in. Keep moisture away from the back side, cooling down. And we're ready to connect our nice headlight there now. That's going to look good. So, a little more grease on there. Connects nice and snug right on there. And they do give you a little zip tie spot on here, so I will go ahead and zip tie that up afterwards. But for right now, I just want to see how everything looks. Before I zip tie anything down, I do want to make sure everything works as intended. So I'll just do a little mock-up right now. Yeah, that looks really good. Bring our mask strap back out. Just set these down here for now. Yeah, that looks really sharp. Good color match. Yeah, let's get this fired up and see how it looks. So now that the bike's running, we've got everything in there. So that's what the dashboard looks like. I haven't put the map switch over just yet, but where we have this rocker switch right here, we can switch between the low beams and the high beams. That's super bright. The camera can't even pick it up right. Again, the low beams. Very sharp, very bright, very durable. All metal housing. Alright guys, I'll do it for my installation today. I do hope to have a review for you guys soon. The darker weather is definitely coming in Canada faster than slow, which means more nighttime riding, or at least darker riding. If you have any questions, shoot me a message. Otherwise, you can reach out to Spartan MX Parts at their Instagram or SpartanMXParts.com. They've been excellent so far to work with. They sent me a nice little care package as well. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much.